Hello everybody. Back for another Sunday video where this will be part 2 of my 7-inch EP, Florida punk from the 90s. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll put a link down for it. It's a little long, I apologize. This one will be shorter, it has less to show, but still goodies. As I said in last video, I think it's important to have a little bit of local heritage in anybody's collection. And the way I chose to do it is some 90s punk from all over the state, various regions, some local to me, some all the way north up in, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, wherever it may be. But these are all from the 90s, and they can all be gotten pretty cheaply, and they're all pretty killer. So let's jump into what I got to show you today. Number 1, The Leftovers, A Few Days Difference. This is a band from the the Jupiter area from 1994. This is some really good ska punk. It is upbeat, it is fun. It's not that stupid ska where it's like, there's all these horn sections and everything going. No, it's stripped down. It's guitar, it's bass, it's drums, and it's really damn good. The bass playing on this is, fucking killer. Absolutely killer. Comes with a nice printed sleeve. Show it off here. With all the lyrics you can imagine. And like I said, just really, really good, solid ska punk that isn't stupid. Sometimes, a lot of times, ska punk is just stupid, but this isn't. Covers the tracks, Nothing Changes, Why, The Things We Do, The Difference, A Few Days, You're a Bitch, and You Got a Mustache. Really damn good, really damn good. Where Fear and Weapons Meet. This is from 1998 Miami band, and it is some heavy metal hardcore. Just intense, aggressive, screamy vocals. It can be thrashy at times, other times it's a bit more melodic. It's really kind of just everything that you want out of a hardcore record. I would assume it's a bit based upon the name. I haven't really paid much attention to the lyrics, even though I just showed you the lyric sheet. But I'm assuming based upon the name and everything, it's probably political in nature, but I don't know. That's not the vibe I get from the screaminess. Aha! Cornered from 1999. This is a band from Fort Myers. This is another one that was recorded at the great Studio 13, which used to be in Pompano Beach. I talked about it a little before in the other one, but it was a studio that was known for basically recording punk and hardcore. This one also recorded Studio 13, I should mention, but another one recorded Studio 13. This is some lovely, youthful, hardcore, metal guitars, a little bit of a straight edge feel to it, features tracks Stay Ahead, The Front, Back Turn to Me, See Right Through It, Positive Change, and Down. This was cheap. I think I got it for like $1, and it was actually a blind buy. I couldn't hear it, so I was pleasantly surprised when I got it. This is a band, Caramel. I got 2 of them. Dust Doesn't Lie and Boots and Bras. These both are off No Idea Records, a label out of, I think it's either the Gainesville region or Tallahassee region, somewhere up north. Both of these are from 1994. This is some good poppy punk with a bit of an emo feel to it, but not whiny. I don't like that emo whiny, that wino thing I call it. No, it's emo as in it's emotional, it's stressful, it's exciting, but it's not like whiny. So Caramel, 2 of them from that band, really cool. This band is a little interesting. This is from 1993. Fuckboys is the band. Fuckboys versus the Hawaiian Mafia. Now, this is a band that started in South Florida. I believe in like the Pembroke Pines, Fort Lauderdale region, but they later moved to California. So this is actually from California. However, there is a Florida connection. Their first couple EPs they released in the late 80s, going into, like 90, they're expensive. So the stuff to get from Florida is expensive, but this one was fairly cheap and easy to acquire. So I picked it up, even though it's not really from Florida. It is a band that started in Florida nonetheless. From 1993, like I said, it is some great punk. It's dirty, it's a little sloppy, it has a bit of a pop edge to it, but it's also kind of playful. Really good, really enjoyable. I wish I could show you some of the stuff from actual Florida, but it's expensive. We're talking like $60, $70, $80 for an EP. Not something I'm going to pay for. I'm sorry. Crankshaft. Another one off of No Idea. This one is from Clearwater, which is the Tampa area, from 1991. This is some skater punk. It's really, poppy and fun, but it's got an attitude. It's not the best I found. It's still enjoyable. This was actually gifted to me by Sean. I showed it before, but I'm going to show it again because now I'm talking about the Florida band of punk. But nonetheless, still, like I said, enjoyable. Lovely, folded out, printed lyrics. Some No Idea little case candy. And since I got it, I'll show it. It's got the big hole label. Most of these are not the big holes, so like I said, not the best of the bunch, but it was a gift. I will cherish it, and local Florida, I'll cherish it even more. This one is awesome. Straight Youth, off of 4.5 Finger Records, from 1991. A Miami band. Features members that have been in other groups, some of which I've talked about, some of which I haven't. Not going to get into the groups they were in, but nonetheless, this is hardcore, straight edge, but young. I mean, look at these guys. They look like they're 12 and 13 or something. They are really young, and you could tell the youth in the playing. Not that it's bad. It's this sloppy, hardcore, straight edge punk that just has this great youthful energy. You could feel it. It makes it really fun. And the singer, I mean, he's so young. He's screaming and his voice is cracking. It is really, really tasty on some clear red vinyl with a printed little insert. I'm not going to bother to pull that out. But I will tell you the track listings. Positive Stand, X on My Mind, Straight, No Drugs, Stupid Drugs, and Hard Alertness. Absolute straight edge deliciousness. I mean, really good. It is so young and so just like, it makes me feel younger. I love it. I absolutely love it. Some more hardcore from Lutz, Florida, I believe in the Tampa region, 1990, The People's Court. This has, like I said, some more hardcore. Nice insert. It is fast. It is thrashy. It is hard. But at the same time, it's not like screamy vocals. The vocals are a bit more kind of forced out, kind of a Henry Rollins vibe to them. Another band that you could kind of hear some of that playful youthfulness in the music, and recording wise, it feels a little do-it-yourself. It's a little sloppy in the recording, but musically it's really tight. Another one, this was a blind buy. I knew about it. It was just a couple bucks. I couldn't hear it. I picked it up and I was very, very happily surprised by how good that one was. Another one from 1990, Powerhouse, self-titled. This is some more hardcore with kind of, in-your-face vocals, not screamy. Look at that. Yeah. With some really just metal-sounding guitars. And look at this insert. It's got this beautiful fold-out insert. Look at that. Yeah. Look at this guy right here. Look at that smile on his face. fucking great. And he's wearing an FWA shirt too, which is a band out of the Miami region that they have, from what I know, one 12-inch record they put out, like a 45 speed 12-inch, and it is expensive. Anytime I've seen it, it's like $60-$70, which sucks. It's from '88. I really want to get it, but I'm digressing. I'm sorry, I digress. But Powerhouse, nonetheless, great metal tone, hardcore, not really thrashy. It almost has a bit of like a post-punk sound to it, with some in-your-face vocals. Really good. Another one that's just fun. Features the songs "Death of a Salesman," "You're Not True," "At First Time," "Small Men," "Against All Hope," and "Still Friends." Pink Lincolns, Sumo Fumes 2. This is a band started in the 80s. This one's from 95, I believe. They're from the Tampa region. This is some nice poppy punk with an 80s feel to it. Kind of a bit of that oi feel, if you know what I'm talking about. Kind of upbeat. And they do a cover on here, Pretty in Pink, which is kind of almost a bit slow and drudgy. It's pretty cool. But like I said, the tracks are Pretty in Pink, X Lion Tamer, and Tarzan No. 2. Just a Pink Lincoln's a seminal punk band throughout Florida. Really good. Drug Czars, self-titled, from 1996, Miami band on Star Crunch Records, which I talked about a little bit last episode. They were a small independent label from Miami as well. This features Buddha on guitars, who is in a bunch of different bands. But this is some really solid, it's punk, but it has a bit of an indie alternative sound to it. You know, kind of dry vocals, guitars that aren't overly distorted. I mean, it's solid, but it's not like straight up punk in your face. It's a bit more melodic. Again, it's a nice printed sleeve. I really enjoyed this one. No Fraud, Elected, from Venice, Florida, 1991. This is another one that's hardcore. 1991, and they're still talking about Reagan. Figure that out. Or maybe that's not Reagan. Maybe that's the first Bush. I don't. Well, there's Reagan. That might be the first Bush. I don't even know anymore. They all look the same, assholes. But whatever. No Fraud, Elected. Some hardcore with a nice, solid kind of 80s sound to it, if you know what I mean. On lovely clear red vinyl. Check out that. Yeah. And this one features a cover of Alice Cooper's Elected, from the name. And it features the tracks. Oh, it's not telling me the tracks. Hold on. It features tracks FTMYIYD, Ignorance, Infidelity, and of course, Elected. Off Stiff Pole Records from Largo, Florida. Largo, I believe that's in the Keys. So interesting nonetheless. All right, Chicken Head. What was it? Everything Must Go, Chicken Head. This is originally came out in 1993 off of 4.5 Fingers, but this is a repress from 96, I believe, off of Recess Records. This band was a Miami band. Another one that features Buddha. Talked about him a little bit ago. Another one that features Buddha on guitars. This is fun, youthful punk. Slightly hardcore, slightly poppy, slightly thrashy. It's kind of a bit all mixed in there with what it is. But the one thing that it is just absolutely fun. Comes with a letter, long letter written out by Iggy Scam, one of the guitarists, I think, or the bassist, or whatever, I can't remember. Talking about his travels and the repress of the records and other bands he met and where he's been since the release of this. Pretty cool. But This is another one that's just, I mean, you put it on and it's just fun. It is really fun. Features 6 tracks: Born to Lose, Smash and Grab, Burn It Down, Everything Must Go, Short Fuse, and Chicken Head won the war. And last I gotta show for you guys. Promised it wouldn't be that long. Beyond Reason from 1991. Miami band. Hardcore, kind of a straight edge sound to it. And you would think based upon the sound of it, it's kind of political in nature, but you can't really make out the lyrics all that well, and I don't really pay much attention to lyrics, so I couldn't tell you. Off of Youth Bus Records, which was a very small record label, had a couple releases, and it shows some of the case candy for this. Come on, come on. Yeah. Features a lovely poster. Oh yeah, look at that. This one is very metal in its sound. It's fast, a little thrashy. The first track is instrumental. You got screamy vocals on here. It's another one that's just kind of everything you want in a fast, hardcore, punky record. Features the tracks: It's Just Begun, instrumental, Outrage, Soul Sinker, and Face the Facts. That's all I got for you guys. Cutting it short, this was part 2 of my local Florida punk from the 90s. And there will be a part 3. I made a couple extra orders, and I keep finding new bands and new things. Part of the fun is in the dig. So, I hope you guys enjoyed these. And if you want me to keep going, I'll keep going. So, let me know. Until next time, be well.